Hello, I'm Phil and I am the owner of the 8 Bells in Jevington, which is located just outside Eastbourne, which is over the hill. We're in a small village of 100 people and we have a pub here with about 200 covers, so we try and attract people from far and wide. I took the pub over about 4 years ago and we've had to really reinvent the wheel because gone are the days of a country pub to which people come to drink. We're all now about great food and drink for everybody. So you can come here for a Scotch egg and a sausage roll, which you've become quite famous for, or come here for a really amazing a la carte dinner. We like to cater for everybody, and just behind you can see our barn, which is our second kitchen and our best way of making use of our garden in the summer months. So people come over for barbecues in the summer and nice warm cosy nights in the winter. So the pub was originally a smallholder's cottage dating back to the late 1500s. In 1780, a character called James Pettit, also known by his smuggler name of Jevington Jig, took the pub over and literally used the pub as a smuggling front, and he literally built onto the front of the pub an entrance, a bar, a cellar. He did that in a very legit looking way, but what he also had was a tunnel out from the pub across the road, so you could smuggle in and out of the house across the road. The pub has what looks like a couple of priest holes either side of the fireplaces, which may or may not have been where they hid a lot of the contraband. There are rumours of ghosts, but I've never seen one. What I do know is that you didn't want to get on the wrong side of Jevington Jig, and nowadays it's a lot more hospitable. So we're in a small country village. We're not far from Eastbourne, Seaford, Lewis, Hailsham, Uckfield, Heathfield. So we've got quite a big catchment, but they're a little way away. So what we've had to do is make this a destination. We've had to make it so there's a reason for people to come here, which is why we've really upped the game with the food, and also we're absolutely militant about having East Sussex produce wherever we can, and that comes from our amazing sparkling wines, our gin, cheese, vegetables, wherever possible our meat, although it's slightly harder oddly to procure that, and of course the beer. So there are breweries left, right and centre around here, and some really fantastic beers. So we have a few keepers and we try and rotate our Sussex local beers as much as possible. We only ever allow Guinness and one mainstream lager onto our bar. Everything else is completely local, and local to East Sussex, not even just Sussex. So we work closely with a number of breweries. Our closest is the Longman Brewery, and what we absolutely love is that what goes into the beer, a lot of what goes into the beer is grown just on the hill over there. So it's very, very close to us. It's great from a local point of view, both in terms of championing local breweries, and they are a fantastic brewery, as well as all the good stuff around environment and sustainability. We also work with breweries like Gun, Burning Sky, and many, many others. We think what sets us apart is a combination of having created a really great environment. We've really heavily invested inside the pub. We've done a lot of restoration. We've also invested very heavily in the garden. We think a contributor is our authenticity about what we're listing, that it's local, that it's championing good local stuff, and then quality of the service. We have a really engaging team here, and we get recognised for that a lot, and just the quality of our food as well. It's really we're really uncompromising about that. We'd much rather be a little bit more expensive, but still represent much better value, because all in the round, from the minute you walk in the door and find yourself in a lovely place, you also find yourself looked after. And especially in the current climate, value for money is really, really important. People would much prefer to spend a little bit more and have an absolutely great experience. Our ultimate goal is not for people just to say I had a great time, not just to come back, but to really love the place so much they want to tell their friends, because that's where the real power is. We, relatively speaking, do less events. We do less live music. We don't do any quizzes or anything like that, and that's because we just want to be really, really reliable for the customer. We want the customer to come and feel they're having a great time, and that when they come here, whether it's on a Tuesday or a Sunday or whenever it is, lunch or dinner, that they know they're going to get that experience. we're a bit taken aback to win the award because there are so many great places around, and we're really flattered that it was us that got these votes. We obviously said to people, if you like us, please vote for us. But we didn't campaign heavily because I mean, to be honest, there are so many great places out there. We didn't think necessarily we'd be a contender. So when we won, we were really, really bowled over because clearly what we do is recognised and valued by a great number of people. So we were a bit surprised. A friend of mine said to me, who helped me open the place 4 years ago, just as we came out of the first COVID lockdown. So we took it over during the first COVID lockdown. And he said to me, I remember you telling me you just had one simple objective, which was to have the best pub in Sussex. So to actually get voted, it was kind of amazing, and it hadn't really sunk in. And then he said to me, you do realise that was the aim 4 years ago, and now you've done it. For me, when I create something like this and we win an award like the Bravos, it means that we've really achieved what we set out to. So some people, open a business and that's how they earn their living. And of course, yes, we all have to earn a living, but my focus has always been on the experience. So an award like this recognises that, and that sort of cheers us on, if you like, to continue to improve and continue to do better. But it's also great recognition, a great motivator, and of course it's great marketing, because when you can say that you've been voted best pub in Sussex, people come. And especially today, that's really, really important, because it's harder and harder for pubs to achieve that, especially out in the country like this. So if you ask me what it takes to be an award-winning pub, I would just say hard work. And it's not just the graft of getting the door open day to day, it's constantly thinking, how are we going to improve this? How are we going to improve our menus? What new beers can we bring on? What other products can we bring in to draw people in and keep the interest alive? So you've totally got to innovate, while at the same time, especially with a pub, you've got to be that reliable place. This building's been here for 400 odd years. It's been a pub for well over 200 years, almost 250 years. And our job is just to keep it going as a pub, but make it relevant to today. So I say to my chefs, every plate, every time, and as my staff know, treat every customer as an individual and make sure that person comes in and feels welcome and leaves feeling really, really well looked after. We also want people to come in and feel it's their pub, and that every day they're getting that, hasn't been taken over by anything else, or we're not leaning too much into any gimmicks or any distractions from what we do, which is just to be the best of pub. We just want to be the best of pub. When we do a special, we want that special to be special, whether it's a beer or a dish, and we want people to know that when they walk through the door, they can rely on us to deliver a great experience.